moving forward, we have Doc Patels, and we have actually the CEO, Dakota Sullivan, and the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Rachna Patel, who will be presenting Doc Patels.
Thanks, Joseph. Thanks, Brad. Thanks for having us. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Great to see so many people here that we know. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Great, awesome. So thanks for having us, everybody. My name is Dakota Sullivan, and I'm here with Dr. Rachna Patel from Doc Patel CBD. I'll take you through our presentation, and then Dr. Patel will handle your questions. So our mission is to educate medical professionals around the world about the healing power of CBD and to make a lot of money by doing it. Okay, by now, everyone is aware of CBD, but nobody, including a lot of people on this call, knows why they should use it. Greg just talked about this. This is an important point. Will it help me get to sleep? Can I take it for anxiety? I've heard it's good for back pain. Does it work for arthritis? They also don't know how to use it. Should I take gummies or a tincture or a salve or all three? How many milligrams should I take? How often? Does it interact with other drugs? Well, consumers aren't the only ones who are confused. When Dr. Patel was attending medical school, there was no training at all on CBD. Everything she learned about CBD, she had to learn on her own. Even today, when there are hundreds of studies on the benefits of CBD for everything from fibromyalgia to depression to acne, 90% of docs still say they don't know how to use CBD, much less what treatment regimen to recommend. So at Doc Patel's, we've come up with a solution to this massive challenge. We provide a full line of branded medical grade CBD products and a teaching academy where medical professionals from around the world learn about CBD using our products. So this all starts with Dr. Rachna Patel, who is at the heart of our company. Dr. Patel's mission is to help as many people as possible with CBD. She's the #1 ranked CBD expert doctor on Google, and her YouTube channel has more than 1 million views, making it one of the most popular sources of CBD information on the web. She's also a New York Times featured author. This year, Dr. Patel launched her own CBD line for the first time. Doc Patel's CBD products are tested by independent third-party labs for fungus, bacteria, pesticides, and metals. They're also tested to make sure the amount of CBD on the label is the amount in the bottle. Many leading CBD brands don't do this level of testing. Also this year, Dr. Patel established the Doc Patel's Cannabinoid Medicine Academy. It's the first institution in the United States that provides academic and clinical training in CBD exclusively for licensed medical professionals. But what makes our model powerful, not only do we earn tuition, but by training medical professionals on our own product line and then incentivizing them to sell Dr. Patel's CBD in their practices, we create a significant wholesale channel. So here's why the launch of our teaching academy is so timely. Scott questioned regulations in the FDA, and this is a super critical piece. So House Bill 8179 is currently in Congress. 8179 will make CBD an FDA-regulated supplement for the first time. Docs are more comfortable recommending FDA-regulated products, and millions of consumers are asking their medical providers about CBD. So we think this is the perfect time to grow a business that trains healthcare providers about CBD at scale. So let's take a look at the market potential. There are over 2 million medical professionals in the US who will be looking for training on CBD. And we will be there to provide it at an affordable cost of around $200 a course. There are also hundreds of thousands of private practices and clinics that may soon sell Doc Patel's CBD products. We get requests almost every single day. So how profitable is it to sell CBD products through this channel. Let's take a look. Well, Epidiolex is the only FDA-approved CBD prescription drug. Sold through roughly 2,000 medical practices, it generated $296 million in its first year of sales. Another point of reference, Abacus Health sells a CBD paste pain relief topical through chiropractors. In 2017, they reported sales of 3.4 million, but this year they were acquired by Charlotte's Web for 68 million. So here are our financial projections. We break even in 2021, which will be our first full year of operations. Note that more than 50% of expenses in year one are due to partner revenue shares. Our contracts are structured to give Doc Patels a larger cut of revenue in years 2 and 3. But even with this expense, you can see the strength of our teaching academy and channel sales. And these are markets we can grow in the US and internationally for years to come. Our management team are all successful entrepreneurs. Collectively, we have a track record of seizing the right opportunity at the right time, and then either operating these companies profitably or enjoying successful exits. And even though our company is only 8 months old, we've accomplished quite a lot. Our founders invested about $400,000, which paid for the development of our full product line and built out the core infrastructure of the academy. In addition to selling through medical professionals, we also have a growing private label business. Our first partner brand launches this month. It's called Reap CBD. We created it for UFC fighter Dustin Poirier, who has 2 million social media followers and will be fighting Conor McGregor in January for a shot at the world title. And even before we launched the academy, we're already selling through medical professionals. In fact, we're beginning a market test this month with a group that represents over 1,000 addiction treatment specialists. Finally, the Doc Patels Cannabinoid Medicine Academy has been in beta since March, with an overview course being email dripped to about 1,000 doctors. Now we need to complete the curriculum and launch the academy platform online. We're seeking up to $1 million in convertible debt to accelerate growth. Funds will be used to launch and promote the academy and continue growing our private label business. We think this model can scale beyond the US and are planning an A-round financing in 2022 to support international expansion. So thank you, everyone. And Dr. Patel and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you. Great work here. First question.
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Kuhn.
What areas specifically have you even thought about for going international? Are you looking more European Union? You looking more South America?
Yeah, so I have actually had the opportunity to consult with patients in South Africa, in India, in Australia, as well as Indonesia. So it's a wide market that that we're looking to fill the gap for. So really, it's the populations where there's a high need at this point, based on the consults that I've done. So mainly India, Australia, Asian market as well, and the Latin market.
Okay, thank you very much.
Next question. Go ahead, Blake.
Do you have a specific platform? Do you have IP for your education system that you're going to be using?
Yeah, so I've created protocols by medical condition. Now, I have been recommending cannabinoid-based products to patients since 2012, and I've treated thousands of patients. I've also comprehensively dug through the research. So based on the research, based on my clinical experience, and based on my background of being a fully trained emergency medicine doctor, I've created protocols by medical condition, which I am now going on to educate, to teach to other physicians, so that they can then implement those protocols with their patients. Now, the protocols consist of specifically which combination of CBD and THC to use. About 80% of conditions are well treated with CBD, but there's varying degrees of strengths, right? So which strength should physicians recommend? Number two, which method of administration is most appropriate for the condition? For instance, with anxiety, topicals are not effective. You really need to use an internal method. Now, should they use inhalation or should they ingest? In different conditions, you're going to use different methods of administration. Like if someone's having a panic attack, that's when you use inhalation. But as a preventative, that's when you would use, for instance, an edible. Next thing is dosing. The biggest question that nobody has an answer to. As a physician, we're masters of dosing. Okay, we've dosed all sorts of medications for all sorts of patients, so we can start them off on a baseline dose and increase in increments until we figure out, okay, this is the right therapeutic dose for you. It's not subtherapeutic, it's not toxic. The next thing is frequency of dosing. This is often overdone when it comes to patients. People are often taking way too much CBD. Realize that CBD is fat soluble. You don't have to take it on an everyday basis. I've had patients take CBD products once a week, for instance, and that's been sufficient to help alleviate whatever symptoms they're having for the rest of the week. So, and then finally, you know, it's also a matter of going through, managing and avoiding side effects, as well as the biggest question that patients have is, how do I take this with the medications that I'm currently taking? So that's a big question that physicians are able to answer. So that's my protocol, and I have it by medical condition as well as specialty. And these are, a lot of these questions are questions that you know, only medical professionals can answer. And in terms of trust, patients trust these medical professionals for answers, because I've had medical professionals come to me and patients come to me saying that I want these answers from my medical professional, not a salesperson.
Oh,
And
there
Blake, in terms of technology, answered your question, the platform we're using is LearnDash, which is the same one used by Harvard for their EDU. And the IP, really the course content that Dr. Patel is speaking to, which will be developed, you know, by her as well with, you know, medical professionals in different specialties, that will be IP protectable.
I like this, and I think Carol Ortega would agree with me. Just having your platform and professionalism on this would be fantastic for all of Latin America, because there's a lot of confusion. And what I'm finding is everyone can benefit from this is that our products that we're selling as well, we get the most sales from our actual doctors recommending it.
Yeah.
So I think what you guys are doing is great. So keep it
And
up.
then just to add to that, you get product loyalty. Right now, there's so many brands out there. People will try one brand, it doesn't work, they'll go to another brand. But in my clinical experience, once I walked a patient through, I recommended a product and I walked them through a protocol, they would continue to take that product year over year over year. And guess what? God forbid that product got discontinued or you know, it was out of stock, then I would get a panicked phone call. What do I do? So that's the aim here, right? You want the patient to get results. When you get the results, you get product loyalty. And that's really where you're generating revenue.